Today is gonna be the day that you gotta go fucking vegan! By now you should have somehow figured out you gotta go fucking vegan!
Okay, so I got back from a run and I want to tell you guys, basically I want to help you. I've got experience working with dogs, I've got experience training dogs, I've had dogs in the family, and it's a passion of mine, you know, living with them and being around dogs is fun. People like that. But when now there is no such thing as bad dogs. There is no such thing as a dog that needs to be put down or euthanized. In my opinion, if you get bitten by a dog, now hear me out, don't tune off. I'm going to give you tips on how to specific techniques on what to do if you do get bitten, and these techniques work, okay, because I know what I'm doing. Now, people getting dogs put down because they're getting bitten, it's not the dog's fault. Okay, now people will hate me for saying that and they'll be offended. They'll think my dog's just bad behaved, it's not my fault. It is the owner's fault. Okay, your dog is either the pack leader, the alpha male, or you are. It's that simple. In nature, dogs are packs. They go around in packs, wolves. There is an alpha male, a pack leader. All the others follow that alpha male. If it's only you and your dog, one of you is the pack leader, because there's still a pack, there's two. So one of you is the alpha male, and if that's your dog, if your dog's walking off the lead and it's walking miles ahead of you, it's pulling you, if it eats when you tell it not to, if you can't train it, if you tell it to sit and it just walks off, that dog is the alpha male and it is in charge of you. It's walking you. It's that simple. So I know what I'm doing, and I wanted to talk to you guys today about what to do. Today I did get attacked by over 20 dogs. Now I've got nothing against my fellow dog walkers, but this woman had no fucking clue what she was doing, and in my opinion, I was calm with her. I just said nice things, you know, that dog's the alpha male, it's aggressive, it shouldn't be off the lead, you know, it was biting me. And she was like, it's fine, it's just playing. And you know, as soon as someone says that, oh sorry, it's just playing, they have no fucking clue about dogs. And the dog walkers that walk over 20, or even 30 dogs, so that's one human and over 20-30 dogs. So 1 to 20 ratio if something goes wrong. That's 1 to 20. That's pure mayhem. And that's exactly what happened to me today. So I'll tell you what I did to combat the issue, because any normal person that's not trained like this and doesn't know what to do would have probably had their legs ripped apart by all the dogs, because there's dogs different sizes. You had Great Danes, you had German Shepherds, Jack Russells, and funny enough, the alpha male was the smaller dog. It was one of the younger Labrador, I think it was a mixed Labrador, and that's weird because it's unusual for those dogs to be the alpha male. But the reason I knew that was the alpha male is because it was the first one to attack me and the others followed, and when the others stopped attacking and jumping up, that one didn't, and the woman had to walk over and pull it away because it just basically was doing what it wanted to, and it was in charge. That's what happens in nature. The alpha male, you do what the alpha male says, otherwise it makes you do it. Okay? So what happens is, basically I came running through, and this was a dog walker, obviously a really greedy dog walker. Okay? Now I say greedy, an absolute greedy dickhead, because you have to be an idiot. You know, don't forget, if you're walking 20 plus dogs for an hour, that's over £200 a day you're going to be earning. And that's greedy, because not only is that dangerous, it's putting people's lives at risk, it's putting the dogs' lives at risk, because there's too many, it's out of control. You cannot control that many dogs in a public area with roads around, fields, children playing, you know, toddlers walking around. And especially if you don't know the dogs very well and they're unpredictable. So what happened was, I met the dog walker, and I usually try and avoid them every week, but this time they caught me by surprise. I ran through a gate, turned the corner, and boom, they were all there. The dogs were spread out, you know, sniffing, doing things, running around, playing. The owner was taking some pictures of some tree, not looking where any of the dogs were. That's the problem, when the owner, sorry, it wasn't the owner, it was the dog walker. Don't forget, a dog walker is a profitable business, and the owner is made to sign off-lead consent whenever they pay for a dog walker, because what that does is that then says, yeah, if my dog attacks someone, if my dog gets run over because it doesn't come back when it's called, it's my fault because I've signed this to say yes, it can be off the lead. And it really, you know, alright, I'm going to try and get through this without just getting so fucking annoyed, because it's really serious, something like this. And I've known youngsters that have been just mauled to death by dogs, especially the, you know, well, I don't want to say, definitely the stronger breeds. I'm not going to say the more aggressive, because aggression is something that's developed and taught, but the stronger breeds like the pit bulls, the Rottweilers, things like that, German Shepherds, that are stronger. They're not more aggressive by nature, but they're stronger because they're bigger, stronger jaws. So I came running around the corner and boom, I was running just easy, chilled out, and I shot the dogs. They were all shocked, and it was I was a threat to them. They saw me as, because you know, when you stand normally, you stand like that, dogs width apart, legs, paws, but they, the pack leader especially, majority of them, then boom, spread out their legs, and that's a sign of aggression, defense, assertiveness. And if the tail comes up again, that's a sign of either assertiveness, defense. And if the ears also come up, if they've got flappy ears like a Jack Russell, and if they go up, then that's fear. And they react, you know, badly to fear, anything that shocks them, depending on the state that the dog's in at the current time that you interrupted it. So I ran through and boom, I knew right away. So the alpha male came over, started attacking me, trying to bite my stuff, bit me on the knee, jumped up, so I've had to patch that up and antiseptic spray it. The others were jumping up, trying to scratch me, and I had them biting at my baggy trousers. Thank God none of the others managed to bite me, but after about 5 seconds, when the dog walker called, all of them came over apart from one, which was the pack leader, you know, the alpha male, that carried on biting and attacking. Now, how did I deal with that? Now, if you're watching this and you get attacked by a dog, a pack of dogs, if you keep running, you are going to encourage the dog to keep biting, keep attacking, keep doing whatever it's doing. It's just a fact. If you're in the middle of a workout, an interval training run, sorry, but you're going to have to stop, you know. If it's one of those dogs that's attacking you, you can't keep running because it's going to keep attacking you, and you're just going to get pissed off and really badly hurt. So you have to stop, you know, pause your Garmin and stand still, okay? Now that's one test. Stand still. Because you're no longer a threat then, because you're not moving. If you stand still, don't look them in the eyes, that's the first test. And that's the test that got the majority of them to stop attacking me. The second one is, if they keep attacking, which means they're kind of in the red zone, they're aggressive, then you bend down. So you squat down. You come down to their level, okay? So like a squat, like you're going to have a crap in the woods or something. Okay, that's the only idea I can think of putting it as. And what that does is it brings you down to their level, especially if you're a tall person, you're intimidating. So, you stop. Okay, you assess the situation. Are they continuing to attack? If they are, you squat down again, so you go down to their level. You're not a threat. If they continue, then they are pack leader, they're alpha male, and they're out to do damage. Then what you're going to want to do, okay, now I don't like harming animals, but when my life's in danger and when they're attacking me, then you have to defend yourself. You cannot just sit there going, I don't want to hurt you. You have to defend yourself. So the way you can do it, this is a last resort. Many dogs will just leave when you stand still or crouch down. And the owners will come, the dog walkers, you know, the idiots that can't control their dogs, the fucking, you know, tossers that don't know what they're doing with dogs, that are going to get someone hurt one day. And hopefully they'll learn, hopefully they'll get their insurance stripped from them. Then they'll get collected, the dogs. This is a last resort, okay? If they're constantly attacking you, can see this on YouTube. Cesar Milan did it, I think, when he got attacked by one of the, I think it was a golden retriever. He was trying to train with food. When it ate food, it got really aggressive for some reason, and the owners didn't know why, so they called Cesar him. And what you're going to want to do is you're bending, so you've stopped, you've crouched down, it's still attacking you. you're going to take your fingers and you're going to go like this, okay? And when they go to bite you, or they're grabbing hold of your leg or your trousers or anything, then you're going to take this, alright, and what you're going to do is not hard but not gently, okay? So about that, okay? When they go to bite you, you're going to do that to their head. And what that does, onto the skull, the top of the head, okay, by the ear, by the side of the ear, depending on how big the dog is, the shape of the skull, you're going to do that on the side of the head. And what that does is that creates a break. It creates a distraction for the animal, because you're coming in from the side as it's trying to bite you on the leg, and you're hitting it, okay? You're hitting it, you're tapping it on the side of the skull, and it creates a distraction, which is then a bit confusing for the dog. Which is also another technique, is when dogs are in a dog fight and they're mauling each other's mouths to shreds and they're destroying their gums, pit bulls especially, is you grab them by the collar or the neck, both of them, and you pull them vertically upwards, so their heads are up in the air, and what happens is they stop biting because they're confused. You know, they're off the ground. And from that, because it creates a distraction in their mind, they're like, what's going on here? We were in the middle of fighting and now we've been hit on the head. Now we've been hit on the head by something that's from the side, and we've been picked up and we're in the air. You know, it creates a distraction, and you need that if you're wanting to defend yourself. And hopefully the dog will then become dismissive if you do the knocks on the side and you turn and face it crouching, and don't turn away until it's become dismissive. And the way you know if it's become dismissive is when it stops growling, when the ears go down, when the tail goes down, when it no longer is in an aggressive stance, and when it walks away. That's when you know. Sometimes you have to sometimes it takes over 10 minutes for a dog to get out of an aggressive state. You just have to wait, or just wait until the owner can put it on a lead and control it. But this is serious stuff, because I know it's kind of not seen as serious stuff, because a lot of dogs are fine and they're happy, you know, they're just jolly, they want to play and jump up. But when a dog actually attacks you and it wants to do damage, you have to know what you're doing. Because if you just keep running in that situation, if I just kept running, I would have had my legs shredded apart, you know, my tracksuits I was running in would have been ripped, I would have had cut, you know, bites all over my legs, and all the dogs would have probably end up just running with me for miles. So the dog walker would have probably been sued by all the owners, and the dogs, you know, probably all would have been lost, or they would have to get a search and rescue party out to find them. But you know, I'm not willing to keep running, because what that does is you just get even more hurt, because they'll just keep biting you and they'll see you as even more of a threat. They'll get even more aggressive, and it's not the right thing to do. So yeah, stop dead, crouch, stay relaxed. If they keep going, knock them on the head, like I said, like that, on the side. You can see demonstrations of it on Cesar Millan, dog attack, something like that. He gets attacked and that's exactly what he does. It's a technique that's used by a lot of trained like dog people, and if you get attacked, that's what you have to do. And last resort, if they keep attacking you, and if it's in a pack, you can't do that technique, because if they're all attacking you, there's lots of them, you have to curl up in a ball. That's the only option you've got, is to curl up in a ball, you know, like that, like you're in, I don't know, like when you're born. You curl up, put your head between your knees and just curl up, and that's protecting your vital organs, your vital areas. But this is very rare stuff. This is really, really rare, and it's always to do with the owner's fault. If you're someone watching this with a dog that you're not in control of, when you call them they don't come back, they should not be off a lead, end of. Okay, because you're just asking for some serious shit to happen. Okay, and you know, dog walkers are lucky that I'm a calm person, and I like to be chilled all the time. But who knows, in someone else's position they would have got very angry and maybe attacked the dog walker, the dog owner, maybe tried to get the dogs put down through legal action, because people do that all the time. and suing the dog walkers, the dog owners. You know, people do that all the time as well. But that's just my quick video. Again, this attack triggered me to want to help people, because I felt quite helpless at first until I thought, right, shit, what do I do? Right, stop running, bend down, and majority of them went, and then boom, I had to deal with the other one. And yeah, if one of them doesn't stop attacking, then you're gonna have to, if it's a small one, you can pin it down by, you can hold it on the neck and then the lower body, and you hold it there till it becomes submissive. If you know, if you don't want to be there all night trying to bloody hit its head and not get bitten. But hopefully, you know, that's the thing. If you're a dog walker, you don't want to take out more dogs than you can't handle, and that's something I would never do. You know, in my opinion, 5 or 6 is the most, especially if they're big dogs. You don't want to have out of control over 20 dogs running around attacking people. It's just not good. So yeah, if you have experience with dog attacks, then let me know below. Any more questions about the dogs, dog attacks? Running with dogs is great if you can train your dog up well and get it to respect you. Don't forget, when you're the alpha male, when you're the pack leader, you give respect because you're a human and you have empathy, you have morals, higher morals. But in the pack, in the animal kingdom, the pack leader doesn't give respect to the ones below him. He eats first, he tells everyone where to go, and if someone's doing something he doesn't like, he will attack them and put them in place, or even kill them. You know, there's a lot of evidence that they kill the babies or something and things like that. Weird stuff, weird stuff. But this video is just simple, how to defend yourself. Man, I'm getting so lean. Look at that arm. Looks like Kimeto's arm. Fucking hell. Yeah, anyway guys, see you in a bit. Comment below and like this video. I hope it helps you guys, because it's very important you know what to do in these situations, because I've been to places literally that's just full of dogs, and you know, they're just playful dogs, but you often get the odd one that is aggressive and a lot more assertive, you know, triggered, but a bit triggered dog. Anyway, see you later guys, in a bit.